Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to my podcast called Cultivate Your Millionaire Mindset. And this is episode 22. And what is it about? It's about walking and the benefits of walking. Now, the high-speed athletes are going to say, serious? Serious? And those people on the other end of the scale that are couch potatoes are going to say, are you serious? You want me to get up and do some walking? So yes, listen to the podcast and then you decide. Anybody that knows me and my students and the people know that I walk. Walking is my happy space. Walking is my thinking, my praying, my meditating, my space that I use generally twice a day. And I've been doing this for years and I love it. I use it as the time to connect to the world, to connect to myself, to connect to God, to connect to my creativity. So when we're talking about walking, well, here's one of the reasons I like with walking. You don't need any special equipment. Most people have got a pair of running shoes or walking shoes. So you don't have to go out and buy a whole lot of complicated, difficult, and expensive equipment. Where can you walk? Well, there's the interesting thing. I'm blessed. I live in a beautiful neighborhood. I lived in a complex. So when the weather's really lousy or whatever the reason is, I can walk inside my complex. And then outside, it's beautiful. Leafy suburb. I've got a park just down the road. So in that aspect, I'm blessed. So you don't need any special space to walk. Obviously, you've got to be aware of the weather and the environment where you are and the space you want to do. You don't want to be walking in the middle of a city with all the cars and pollution and trucks and all that kind of stuff. That's not the ideal space to do it. Look, that may be your only option. But when you have the option, pick a nice, clean, open space. You can also use, you can actually use walking on your weekend as your entertainment. When you get to that point, for me, that's beautiful. Go for a walk, go for a hike in nature. Beautiful. It opens up a whole possibility of things. And there's a huge list of benefits from actually walking. And the first one we look at is it significantly reduces cortisol. Now, what is cortisol? Cortisol is the chemical in the brain that you don't want because it's anger, stress, all of that guy. And you want to remove the cortisol to remove the stress in your life. Takes the body out of the stress mode. You're removing the cortisol, removes the body out of stress. Cortisol is put there into your body to do the fight or flight story. So when you walk, and when we're walking, let's just clarify this. We're talking walking at a comfortable pace, and I'll get into the process of how to get in there. But walking at a comfortable pace, and we're talking generally 25 minutes plus. Yes, a lot of people say, whoa, that's a long time. Build up to that. Okay, we will get to that process. So the first thing that, look, there's a lot of research, and my go-to man has given 12 benefits of walking, and some of them you've never heard of before. The obvious ones is it can also be used for weight loss. Why weight loss? It might just be that the person, might be you, is getting more active than you were before. Simple as that. So just also be careful with that. When you are doing it for a weight loss thing, don't say when you get back, I'm now going to reward myself with a big meal. Be smart about it. There's no shortage of stuff on the YouTube and Google and that kind of stuff. And look at my podcast on health. One of them that I deal with, I forget what number it is called Eating Raw and Eating Clean. Step into that space. improve your health, improve your weight loss, improve wherever you are. So let's get into some of these things. One of the other things it does is because by removing the cortisol and removing the stress in your life, it increases your creativity. Think about how creative you can be and how well you're good at solving problems and thinking when you're stressed. It doesn't work because where's your head? Your focus and your emotions are into that stress space. You're not in that space to be creative. Whereas when you're starting to walk, and particularly when you're out in nature and you're starting to relax and hear the birds and smell the flowers, the creativity starts flowing. And by the way, that's the new gold in the future, is creativity. Why? Because robots are going to be doing a lot of the menial things. That's a conversation for another time. Remind me to do a podcast on bots, robots, bipedal robots, ones that look like us or manufactured similar to us. Because why? Our world is designed for human beings. Bottom line. The easier they fit in, the better it is for everybody. So that's the first one. The second one is also, not the second one, the third, whatever number. Not even going to number these things. Next one is mood. It can actually help with depression, anxiety, stress, all of that, which links into the first one as well. So it can lift your mood. When you're not feeling so lack and you're feeling, go for a walk, because there's certain chemicals, and the runners know this, the endorphins and all that kind of stuff that get the body feeling better. So there's and there's some big ones like the mitochondria, which is literally the energy factory in your system. And I'm not going to get into the technical side of this. When you want the technical side, yes, I have gone through the technical side. I do understand the technical side, but that is not the objective of my podcast, to get technical. My objective of my podcast is to do what? To help you focus. And with that focus, use the emotions. And with those emotions, stir them in your brain and use those emotions to step into action. That's really what it is. So hopefully for those people who are not walking, to start walking. For those people who are walking, keep going and increase it. Increase either the speed or the length or both. So the benefits are, there's a number of very important and very technical medical benefits. Better, what's the other one here? Let me read it. Antioxidants, microbial diversity, big words, increased T killers. These are the cells that attack the bad cells that attack us. Better insulin sensitivity. Oh no, and one of the nice ones is it helps with oxygen transfer, which is pretty cool. And then one of the other ones, I'll just go through them relatively quickly. Bone density, why you're loading the skeleton. Think about our bodies. 40% of our bodies are legs. We were not designed to sit. My next podcast in the health space is going to be on the standing desk. Yes, anybody looking at me in a visual thing, I don't sit, I stand. And I've had a standing desk for years. So it helps with bone density. It also reduces inflammation. Why? It just gets the body working better. When you just think about this, you're moving, you're grooving, your body starts functioning better, as opposed to sitting on a couch, flipping through channels, eating potato crisps. And then the other one is it also helps with, reduced inflammation. And one which is quite surprising to me is it helps with your eyesight. Why? Because it helps with the blood flow to the brain, and the better everything is just fed. So let's talk a little bit about walking and how you start it and do it. Look, I'm blessed. I've been walking, and my walks are generally around about an hour. I've got a route around my house, which is an hour. So it's about, I can't remember how many Ks it is. I think it's 10 Ks. Oh, whatever. Not important. That's my story. Pick a route. Well, in fact, develop a number of routes, because I've got a number of routes that I can use as well. And sometimes I just go walk in the neighborhood, just go walking without an agenda. So normally my planned routes in the morning and the afternoon is an hour walk. And because I know the route and the distance, and I know the time, I know that I'm doing the right pace when I do that route in an hour. So that works for me. Once you've done, that's why I've forgotten how many Ks it is. I measured it with my car a while ago. So for those people who are in that space, continue, keep doing it. Increase the frequency, the distance, the speed. You can do all of those things depending on what you want to do. When you want to up your fitness level, or something's happening, you're going on holiday and you want to be fitter, and whatever it is. Remember, this is about you, not about me. I'm giving you the information and the knowledge to move forward and go forward. The benefits of walking are, look, hopefully I've gone through them. There's 12 there in that space. There's more than likely more than that. When you go into Google or YouTube and you put in the benefits of walking, you're going to get no shortage of information. The bottom line is focus on what you want. Use those emotions to move you into action, and then take the action. That's what it's about. Worrying, stressing, concerning, dreaming, daydreaming does not produce results. Action produces results. And I'll say that again, action. You've got to get off your tail. You've got to go out the door and you've got to do the action. And that's when it starts, particularly when you haven't walked for a while or you've got any challenges. Start small, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, round the block. It might be a small block. I remember the one guy said his plan was to run I think it was half marathon. And he started literally running around the block. And then he literally said, I can't remember if it was every day or every week, he increased that by a block each time. And eventually got to the point where you can do that. That's the challenge sometimes with us human beings. Yes, I want to do it and I want to go big. And the problem is the person hasn't done any exercise for a while, and then they jump up and say, I'm going to go for a 10K walk or run. Next day, they can't get out of bed. They're so stiff. Way better, as opposed to going for a 10-kilometer or 10-kilometer mile run, go for a 5 or 10-minute walk. And build up. It's actually better for you physically and mentally. So I hope I've actually tweaked your interest in actually getting off your tail and going for a walk and enjoy it. And you'll actually find, like a lot of things, in the beginning it's tough, in the middle it's messy, and at the end it's beautiful. I love walking. To me, it's when I need think time and I need to de-stress, I go for a walk. That's the space I'm at the moment. It's my happy space. I want to do some thinking. I want to do some praying. I want to do some meditating. Go for a walk. That's the space where I'm in. Look, like I said, I've done this for many years. And my objective is for you to get the focus, the emotion, and the action. That's really what it is. Focus. Why do I want to walk? Emotion. What emotion does it evoke in me? And then take the action. That space. So I will leave you with this. Go for a nice, beautiful walk with yourself, in your head, with your mindset. And with that, I will leave you with this. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay blessed, and most importantly, peace be with you.